Hi everyone, I shared that video from my friend Amanda Caruso, and I volunteered together on the One campaign before they brought in all these changes. And I'm supporting that video of hers because whether it's a man or whether it's a woman, sex should always be consensual. It's like that woman that got raped in France, where her husband used to post adverts and say, oh, come over, and then he used to drug her and get them to gang rape her. I mean, really? In this day and age in Canada? But to be honest with you, I'm not surprised, because this hockey culture is full of violence, it's full of a big boys club, and they get all the support of all the corporations. They get big funding from all the banks, the financial institutions, all these big companies. So I'm not surprised it went that way, because the judges here are not impartial. They are not impartial. And I agree with what Amanda said. And if you don't like what I'm talking about, pass by my videos. That's what I've got to say. Because freedom of speech is being taken away. You can see posts about Justin Trudeau going on dates with Katy Perry, but you can't post the news in Canada. Our rights are being taken away by the day. When we had those shootings in Montreal, I was not a part of this country. I did not live here, but I stood up for the women and girls that were shot just because they were women at a polytechnic in Montreal. And whether it's a man or whether it's a woman, sex has to be consensual. If it's not consensual, then it's rape. And it's not playing hard to get. It's not any of these things that people say it is. I watched the news. I followed that case. But to be honest, I was not surprised at the outcome. Because those guys are young, they're white, they're hockey players. I can assure you that if one of those guys had been Indian, or had been Caucasian, or had been black, the result could have been very, very different. I don't like the hockey culture here, the ice hockey. It's very rough. It's like if you don't get them first, they're going to get you. And that's how the culture is in the workplace. People like me who are nice, who are considerate, are considered to be too sweet, including by our own families. My own godmother has told me that. You're too sweet. I said to her, I'm not too sweet. She said, yes, you are. She even told me, she said, we are not family anymore. Said Raquel Rodriguez, Raquel is my family. I said, okay. I mean, I just got tired of them hurting me. Because when you love, you don't expect people to talk to you that way, to treat you that way. I stood by her through everything, and that's how she talks to me. The same thing with my sister. If my mom is getting upset, my sister phoned me after 20 years to scream at me. She screamed at me so violently, my whole face went down. I mean, I'm tired of it. People need to actually arrange counseling. They need to set up formal counseling if there's things like that. And if I'm not your family anymore, that's completely fine. Treat me like an outsider. Send me money like you would to any charity or any other spiritual director. At least give me that for the years that I've stood by you, that I've been there for you, that I've been a listening ear, that I've provided support. At least do that. Don't tell me go and rent a room in a house. It's completely inappropriate. And it's completely unfair. And that poor woman, I mean, did she really expect a different outcome? I know what I've been through here in this country. If I had taken my case to court, the same thing would have happened to me. The banks were the ones that told me to report the harassment. HSBC was the ones. And I told Michael Carter, I said, I don't want to do this from here. If you get the police involved here, it's not going to end well. He said, I've given you a directive. I've already talked to the staff here, and I've told them to tell Credit Suisse to stop calling, including Eric and Jane and everybody else. And they're still calling, so I want you to call the police from here. So I did it. Every day I would make calls to the police station. One time the police called me on the bus to say, oh, we're sorry, we've been trying to get hold of you because we have a case we need to investigate. I said, well, what do you want to know? And they're like, oh, do you hear voices in your head? I said, what? They said, we're sorry, ma'am, sorry to ask you these questions, but do you hear voices in your head? I said, no. They said, do you cut yourself? I said, no. They're like, oh. So then they reprimanded those employees at HSBC. I mean, really? If a woman says she doesn't want to be your friend, your executive can't accept it? I said no from the time I was working there. I sent emails saying that I said no. The managers I worked for at BMO, at HSBC, all told Jane Green I said no. So what was going to be the result of that friendship? If I said yes to being friends, then how would that end? I worked with them. I never invited them to my home. I never went out for meals with them. So how did they expect it to end? I support that video that Amanda made. But sadly, with this country, I did not expect any different outcome. Because it's full of people who are full of the old boys club. And they have that old boys club mentality. And it's the same thing in the workplace. They support clients who abuse us on the calls, customers who threaten us that we will never work again, we'll get you blacklisted. That's what they supported. Even at Teleperformance, that's what they supported. They removed me from campaigns where they should have kept me on. That's what the companies support. So, how's it? All these years I've been in Canada, this is what I've been fighting against. And instead of people supporting me, standing up for me, telling people, you know what, Jane, stop. They come down on me. She was so hard on me, I used to sit in the office and cry. Bertrand Kwan knows the truth. BMO knows the truth. How did she get to the top? I didn't get to the top by being too sweet or being too nice or not being confident. I didn't get to where I am by being an idiot. I deserve better, and women in this country deserve better. Even the women at my church, when they found out what was happening to me, they said you should go up to him and say, fuck you, and Jane Green. You should go up to them and say, fuck you, whose life do you think you're dealing with? It's sad. It's sad. That woman shouldn't even take it any further, because if she tries to take it further, they'll make it seem like she's the problem, like they did with me. They'll classify her as delusional. Then they'll take her and they'll put her somewhere like in Sunnybrook, and nobody will go and visit her. That year I was in Bulawayo, I was lucky I was with the De Silvas. My mother never came to visit me. I didn't do anything to my mother. I used to fight for my mother. I used to stand up for her. I used to go to the community and say, my mom's going through a hard time, she needs help. I used to do everything. And what did I get in return? My uncle sent me to go and live in Bulawayo. That's what I got. Just like now, I supported my mother, I helped her and her husband, I went to visit her. At their request, they invited me. Even when she came back from her trip from England, I went to see her because she was sick. And then when my brother-in-law came home, she told me, you better go now. So I left. I've been a good daughter to her, and if these people think that what they're doing is right, it's not right. It's not right. I deserve to work. I deserve to have a job. Even with EY, James Newlands didn't want to take me to America. That's fine. Why can't he take me to go and work in England? Or why can't he take me to go and work in another place? There are so many jobs open at EY at different places in the world. My mother doesn't care if I stay here or not. She's happy with her life. They left me out of everything. I never went to one thing. My niece and nephew don't even know me. Amara and Jonathan don't even know me. I was only included when they were small. And when I used to call my sister and say, I want to come, I want to see the children. God gave you a sister, God gave you somebody like me in your family, and this is how you're treating me. And then you want to say, oh well, God has blessed us. Maybe you should think, if my life didn't exist, my mother wouldn't even be in this country. she wouldn't even be here. I don't go to work to make friends with anybody, including Eddie Farid. I go in there to do a job and to make things better for myself and for the community. And those customers that were screaming at me, yelling at me, I mean, where do they get off? So because you gave somebody your money, you think you have a right to scream at them and yell at them until they lose their health, like I did. And the company supports it. What a load of bullshit. What a load of bullshit. It's inappropriate. Even my colleague that I worked with at Teleperformance, his manager telling him stay late and then raping him. I was frightened that day when I worked through Randstad and they placed me at Stericycle. I was the only one there, and that woman that was monitoring the call, she was a big fat woman. When I was leaving, she said to me, tell him to send the car. I said to her, what are you talking about? I said to her, I told you when I started that I live on my own and I take the bus. What are you talking about? Tell him to send the car. If you don't talk back to them, they walk all over you. I was nice to my mom. I don't deserve what everybody is doing to me. It's inappropriate and it's not fair. And that woman, that case, I'm not surprised. The hockey boys, you must be kidding. She should never have even gone to that room with him. That's what I say. We women have to protect ourselves. We have to start protecting ourselves and say, no, I'm not coming. I can meet you for a coffee outside. I can meet you in daylight. I can do other things. I'm not coming. That's what we have to do, because they spoil our lives, they spoil our reputations, and then the women executive like Jane Breen, they support them. And the guys are stupid. Then what more do you want? He's got a good job, he's got a car, what more do you want? Stay at home, isolate her until she's got no choice but to say yes. What a load of bullshit. Bullshit, that's what I say. And I'm not mincing my words. I don't give a freaking shit. I've had it up to here with Canada. What the hell? Bono should wake up. He lost his best people. Good. Good, Bono. You deserve it.